You've probably heard the saying, it's not the fall that hurts, it's the sudden stop. And when it comes to motorcycle crashes, that phrase couldn't be more true. Because what actually destroys the body in an accident isn't the distance you fall, it's the speed at which you stop. So today, let's break down the science of what really happens to the human body during a motorcycle crash. But before we dive in, if you enjoy science that explains the impossible, hit that like button. It helps us keep exploring crazy questions like this one. Now, imagine this. You're riding fast, maybe 120 kilometers per hour. The wind feels like freedom, and then, in less than a second, everything changes. Your brain doesn't even have time to understand what's happening before physics takes over. When you're moving at high speed, your body carries enormous kinetic energy of motion. That energy wants to keep you moving forward forever. But when the motorcycle stops, by hitting the ground, a car, or any obstacle, your body keeps going until something else stops it. And that's where things get brutal. Here's what happens, step by step. At the moment of impact, your body experiences rapid deceleration, a near instant drop from high velocity to zero. The human body isn't built for that. Every organ inside you, your brain, heart, lungs, keeps moving even when your skeleton stops. The result? Internal forces begin tearing soft tissue away from structure. Your brain, for example, floats in cerebrospinal fluid. During sudden deceleration, it can crash into the inside of your skull, causing what doctors call a coup contre coup injury. Essentially, your brain hitting both sides of your skull in milliseconds. You don't feel it immediately, because the brain, for a few microseconds, literally shuts down from shock. Quick question. Would you rather crash at high speed or at a lower one, where your body might absorb more of the impact? The answer isn't obvious, and the science behind it might surprise you. At lower speeds, your body has more time to bend, roll, and distribute energy, meaning less concentrated force on vital areas. At higher speeds, that energy becomes overwhelming, focused on a single instant. To put it simply, the faster you go, the less time your body has to survive. Now let's talk about the protective gear. Helmets and armored suits are designed to slow that deceleration. Not stop it, but stretch it out over milliseconds. That tiny fraction of time can mean the difference between walking away and never standing again. It's pure physics. The longer you take to stop, the less force your body absorbs at once. But here's the strange part. Some writers describe the crash as happening in slow motion. That's not perception. It's neurobiology. In extreme situations, the brain releases massive amounts of adrenaline, which boosts memory processing. You don't actually see in slow motion. Your brain just records every millisecond with painful clarity. So yes, it's not the fall, it's the stop. Because what really ends life in a crash isn't motion, it's the instant loss of it. Your body was built to move, not to stop at the speed of physics. And that's what makes motorcycle crashes so fascinating and terrifying from a scientific point of view. If you learned something new today, comment below, would you rather fall from a height or crash at high speed? I'll read and feature some of the best answers in our next video. And remember, if you love science that explains the impossible, subscribe to Raw Science and turn on notifications. Every week, we break down the physics, biology, and psychology behind the world's most extreme moments.